What a season for the Riverside Royals. We are college football playoff national champions, and that goes along with a number of big time XP rewards, which gave us 2 skill points at the end of the last episode, which we used on Pipeline State. So we only need 3 players from a state to make it a pipeline, which is amazing. And what a change. Look at the climb. 1 win in 2013, 5-6 in 2014, 9-4, finally going above 500 for the first time in 2015, made our first bowl, won the Hawaii Bowl against, who did we play? Wow, dude, it was last season. I gotta know who we played. Rice. Totally forgot about that, but that's what we did. Then 15 wins. It's like a beautiful staircase up to national champions. But as I hinted over the course of this season, we are not going to be sticking in the Mountain West. We'll be making the transition to the Pac-12. It makes sense for the Riverside Royals. And of course, Gene Dangus will be sticking with Riverside. Jimbo got fired. And did Mike Gundy get fired as well? Yeah, sure did. Tough. No teams are offering Gene Dangus a job. Are they stupid? Is Texas A&M? Well, no. I hate the Aggies. It's absolutely not happening. See, I feel, are these teams offering us? I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's not relevant. But we're coming up to a really awful part of the offseason. Players leaving. Players that have certainly been big playmakers for us over the years. And we have a new offensive and defensive coordinator. Todd Granum got hired. And we also got Charlie Fry. The quarterback, Charlie Fry? He's a coach? Indeed. Our new offensive coordinator is Browns legend Charlie Fry. All right. So we need to just do these again. Carrying so we stop fumbling. Break tackle, all that. Oh, we're going to get more than we had before, right? I think so. Got to be quarterback all the way up. And then pass blocking would be good. Let's get pass blocking upgraded. Should we do impact blocking? It's going to help out for our run game. What is this, though? Catching? Catching could be big. I'll do 1, and then we'll do impact blocking as well. +2 impact blocking. Big for our offense. That's huge. And then Todd Granum. I kind of laughed because he got fired from his job earlier this year, which is never a good sign, but he's with Riverside now. Time to turn it around. Should we worry about stamina? Let's do it. 50% stamina increase sounds like a lot. Coverage all the way up. Man, is Todd Granum actually amazing? Oh, defense with catching? Absolutely. We can just get all of this. Or we can get literally all of this. Defensive players, +1 awareness, +2 play rec. And then get that all the way up to +4 awareness, +6 play rec. And for this, +1 speed, +2 speed, 4 agility, 4 excel, and 3 strength. Oh, we could be nasty. We could be absolutely nasty in Season 5. Players leaving. Let's see. JT King. Gonna transfer to North Texas. I mean, yeah, all right, sure. Sam Brown graduating. He's been a good player. Kind of, you know, someone that has flown under the radar. But he's been a good player for us. Jump leaving. McMahon gone. Senior graduating. Starting center Craig Newman leaving as well. Tyson Phillips has been a returner for us for a while. From Quebec, Canada is graduating. Jarrell Dawson. He made some plays for us as a sophomore, I believe. Dylan Holman. Okay, goodbye. Malik James. Probably the biggest loss. Malik James was a big-time player for us. Played some linebacker. Kind of moved all around. Made some big tackles for little guy. Gonna miss Malik James. I'll move to the bottom right for this. Kenny Bush. was our first All-American. He was an All-American returner, I believe, in season 1. So, it's a bit of trivia for you. Who is the Riverside Royals' first All-American? Kenny Bush. Kadir Carlson. He played a bit of left tackle for us, and he is gone. Keyshawn Thorne, our third running back. Niles Sutherland really didn't see the field much. Austin Andrews, starting guard, graduating. Elgin Collins, one of our best players. Wide receiver 2, 6'4", beast. We will miss Elgin Collins. Brandon Madden, graduating, senior. Javon Johnson. He was pretty fun. He played a lot early on, and then his play time kind of evaporated as the team got better around him. But we'll certainly miss Elgin Collins and Malik James, as well as some other contributors as well. What about transfer requests? No one wants to transfer. That's sad. No one drafted from Riverside, obviously. Just the way that goes. Sorry, Elgin Collins. Maybe you'll be a priority undrafted free agent. And we are in a recruiting battle for Mike Johnson and Christian Mason. This is the most important part of the offseason. 15,000 points to try and get some of these players to stay with Riverside as their number 1, or in the case of Mike Johnson, steal them away. We're actually really close on a lot of these guys too. And the thing I'm going to do this year, which I did not do in the past, is put a point on everybody so that if they're close, they don't just decide to go nowhere. They end up becoming a Royal, but for some of them, it won't matter. But I'll just do that. I'll do that for everybody, just in case. It's 5 points only. And of course, this is going to change quite a bit, I would imagine. It's only 65 points total. Biggest focus is on Christian Mason. We retook the lead. Tulane had it for a bit. Maryland stole it after their visits. But Riverside is his number 1. And we want to keep it that way. He is really, really good. And we have 15,000 points. This is a 5,000 point player, and we can afford that very easily. I'm going to put like 5,800 on Mike Johnson, I think. And then Josh Watts we're close to. He doesn't really matter a ton. Derek Thomas we're close to. Probably going to redshirt him. Doesn't matter a ton. Got to prioritize the guys that we actually really would like to get. I think Bubba Johnson would fit that group. So I think that Ohio State's going to end up with Brandon Newell. I don't really mind that. Now, they might not, but I'd rather put some more points on a Christian Mason. Derek Thomas, I really don't care too much about. We have a few points on everybody, but I want Bubba Johnson and Mike Johnson and Christian Mason. If your name ends in ON, I want you. Wilson, Williamson. Oh, that's funny. Literally every single player that ends in ON is the one I actually want. So that's how I'm setting it up. It's always crazy at the end of these years because you never know who you're going to get. But I think we have a lot of points. I think we're going to see good things. And I think that went pretty well. We got Mike Johnson. We got Christian Mason. We got Bubba Johnson. We got Josh Watts as well, which is cool. The other guys, I mean, a lot of these guys I didn't really care about. Derek Thomas to Washington. That's fine. And, ooh, some of these guys didn't even do anything, right? We signed a top 25 class. We signed the top class in the Mountain West as well. Let's see signing day. I want to see how this actually ended up looking. So Eric Hoffman just didn't go anywhere. Somehow we were minus like 1090 on him. Titus Wilson didn't sign, which is weird. And neither did the kicker. Why not? We got Christian Mason by a lot. Got Josh Watts by a lot. Got Mike Johnson by a lot. Got Bubba Johnson by a ton. I think that went pretty well. Now, the only big problem is we didn't get a kicker or a punter. We still have Terrence Fitch. I guess he can kick for us and punt. I just don't get why these guys didn't sign anywhere. It's got to be bugged. Okay, so position changes. What do we want to do here? Oh, Jake Franklin ended up signing with us. He had us as his number 1 school forever. I scouted him and I saw that he was a bust and he was slow. just not great. And I go, I don't want this guy. I removed him from my board so early, but he's like, nope, I'm coming. So, all right, he's on the Royals now. So the first thing is kind of establishing where we have good depth and where we don't. I mean, Luke Tucker, it looks like he's going to play right away, but remember, we're going to get boosts from Justin Bennett, from Corey Warren. Some of you wanted the storyline that Bennett was working in the offseason and boosted his release. I could be down for that because the rest of his ability is so insane as a receiver. The only one that I really potentially, I mean, we talked about this before, was Marion Bates maybe moving back to safety, but I think that's going to be Darren Watkins instead. Yeah, I think Darren Watkins will move back to safety. His awareness is a 74. He's a 77 overall free safety. I'm going to move Earl Rice to strong safety. So we have a little bit of depth at safety, but that's definitely a position I'm going to want to recruit a little bit, even though we have our guys there. You know, Joseph Brown and Bruce Clemens are both juniors, so we're going to have to worry about replacing that position eventually. Alan Hart is going to graduate this year. Got to worry about that as well. And, you know, I'm going to move Marcus Miller back to safety as well. He is same overall back there, and his awareness dropped a ton. Remember, I'm going to boost that up a bit, so shouldn't really be too much of a problem. Also, Alex Jones gets a bit of a boost moving back to safety. I'm probably going to move Alex Jones to free safety as well. We have a lot of corners right now, but it's important to establish this depth. And these corners aren't going to be here forever. It's still a position you always want to be recruiting. So I'm still really looking at that. Some of these players will not be making the team this year. Mike Baker and Carl Meyer. Yeah, you guys are not going to be on the team. I'm sorry. But I'm also not. We need to move some of these guys to outside linebacker. Corey Hale, we talked about moving him to outside linebacker earlier. Is it left or right? I think it's left. Right? Yes. And I think that's fine at outside linebacker. I mean, I might want one more moving over just to balance this a bit. I mean, Malcolm Sullivan's a senior. Yeah, I guess we'll move him over. So we're in a 64. I'm trying to remember because I think it will drop it for no reason. Oh, it didn't. I think the same position, really, just other side. Now, the big one, I mean, look at John Holt, junior college player. The big one might be Willie Hollins back to defensive end. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm conflicted because we didn't really recruit a ton of defensive ends. I tried to get a couple, right? But a little bit hard. Why are some of these guys outlined in yellow? Oh, the white is incoming players. Okay, yeah. Willie Hollins, I think, is going to move back to defensive end. And he'll rotate in. It's just to get a little bit more depth in there. And he might be a redshirt candidate at this point. It's just with the addition of John Holt, we have Phil Walker, we have Terrence Brown. One of these guys can catch a red shirt as well. I think that was important to do for the future. Adrian Chandler is a redshirt senior. He's not going to play forever. And if we want to bring in someone that can stop the run a bit, I think that is Willie Hollins, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, 81 block shed, 83 tackle to Chandler's 63. As Chandler is the last remaining player from season 1, I believe, or one of them at least. Look at these big freshman tackles. Gotta love it. Now, one of those guys is going to move over to left tackle. Even though there will be a boost here, it's not going to be significant enough. Eric Smith, I think, will move over to left tackle and potentially start right away. We need help at center. I like Joe Patton. He's really big, 6'7", 334, but he's pretty fast. So I like him as a move to the inside. We're going to move him to center. He becomes our highest overall center as well. And we need a right guard as well. I think that's going to be Kyle Holloway to right guard. So we've moved guys all around to kind of help out with depth and things of that nature. I think Anthony Miner is going to go play right tackle. Takes a 1 overall downgrade. We have our left tackle of the future. I don't know. Maybe he's not. I know I'm kind of going back and forth on this, which you guys really haven't seen a ton. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of set at that position. So Miner, no, you will go back to left guard. Could use a tight end as well. It's not going to be John Humphreys. Is there anyone who profiles for it? Justin Bennett, maybe. 52 overall tight end. Strength is pretty low. TJ Fields, 6'3", 225. Doesn't look like he's going to be a good fit either. John Humphreys is by far the best fit. We'll just have to try and recruit a tight end maybe. We don't really run 2 tight end sets ever. I don't really think it's going to be a problem. But we have a lot of talent on this team. It's a good problem to have. A lot of talent. And I'm ready for training results. Should be a ton of fun. Favorite part of the offseason. John Humphreys, a +3. Let's go position by position. Adam Daniel, +5. Gets a slight speed boost. Brian Davis, to 86 overall as well. But Adam Daniel, finally the highest overall on the team. 87 overall as a true sophomore. 81 trucking, +2 break tackle. Juke goes up marginally. You can still catch a little bit. Throw power +1. Accuracy +3 is huge. Gonzalez up to a 92. Phil Triplett, decent boost in there as well. Gonzalez now 90 speed, 91 excel. 91 break tackle. 89 trucking. 90 elusiveness. 99 stiff arm. Spin isn't that great, but 93 juke. Look at Derek Smith, redshirt freshman with 98 juke move. Is that a joke? Carrying is, oh, very bad. Only 85 speed. Wonder if he's more of a receiver. We don't need him to be that, though, so that's fine. 87 carrying. The catching ability is up a bunch, too. I mean, Gonzalez really can do it all. Even his release is pretty good. I mean, Phil Triplett got some really nice boosts in there as well. Lee Mayfield, national championship hero. Upgraded a bit. Michael Ham, would have loved for you to get a speed boost, but speed boosts don't happen very often. They do for Justin Bennett, though. He gets a +5 overall. Redshirt freshman again. We're going to say he was training pretty hard in the offseason. We'll bump up the release slightly. Not too much. It's still going to be a little bit of a problem for him, but we'll bump it up a bit. 85 catching, though. 86 spectacular catch. 91 route running already. He had to stay at receiver. Michael Ham up to 78 catching is really nice. Super excited about that. Corey Ward, 96 juke move. All right, Corey. Blake Hayford, bit of a boost. Don't mind that. He had some drop concerns. Is he better at catching now? 73, marginally. Jamar Cutler will not be starting at left tackle. Gets a bit of a boost. Robert Sanders up to a 75. Joe Patton up to an 80. Centers get a massive boost overall. Kyle Holloway up to a 76. That's a huge boost. Love that. And then Santana Griffin in his final season up 5 to an 84. Left end, Marcus Kerr up to an 80. There's James Lee. Adrian Chandler in his final season up to an 84. Willie Hollins up to an 81. And I got to boost his awareness again a little bit. That's down twice now for moving from end to D tackle back to end. Phil Walker up to an 85. Still not very slow, but 88 strength. What are his rush moves? 78 tackle, 87 hit powers, a ton for a D tackle. 89 power moves, 85 finesse moves, 87 block shed. Phil Walker is sick. And then 81 finesse moves for Terrence Brown, who will see a lot more playing time this year. Good block shed for him as well. Brandon Powell, maybe we'll get some playing time too. Malcolm Sullivan, I wouldn't worry about too much. Greg Hall into the 90s as a senior. He's probably not going to get drafted, but we might find a way for him to get in the series somehow. It's because his awareness is so low. Might boost that up to take his overall a bunch up. You know, it doesn't really change how they play. I use him a lot, but it affects the overall significantly, and that's going to stop him from being drafted when it's low, which is stupid. Craig Jackson up to an 83 as a senior. He's a little bit underrated. He's a little bit underrated. Really good player. 92 hit power. Not really much of a pass rusher, but he has 13 sacks last year. So speed kills. 86 block shed is really good. Greg Hall got a speed boost too. Cornerback. Tim Washington up to an 85. Marion Bates. I'd like to see a little bit higher. You know, he probably is better at safety, but he just doesn't tackle well enough for me to put him there. I'd love for Tim Washington to have 90-90 for coverage. Catching still a 50. It's really low. But hopefully he'll catch more interceptions this year. Did down the stretch a bit. And he's got 96 man, 91 zone. Oh my goodness. 91 press too. Alan Hart, 96 zone coverage. 91 for Bobby Anderson. These are really big boosts. Clint Black looking pretty good too. Gonna see him play for the first time this year. Marion Bates might see the field. Former 5-star. It's tough for him to see the field right now. And then a free safety. Bruce Clemens up to an 88. 93 speed gets marginally increased. 75 catching, up 1. Only 77 hit power. Little low. Tackling is only 78. 87 zones, pretty good though. Darren Watkins. He might end up having to play a bit. And then Joseph Brown up to an 84. 93 speed. Love that. His catching's actually pretty high. Tackling's high as well. And his zone coverage isn't bad. Yeah, Joseph Brown's real good. He looks like almost even better than Bruce Clemens a little bit. Terrence Fitch is our kicker and punter. Hopefully he can drill from longer this year. 79 kick power now. And no punter, so Terrence Fitch will be doing those duties as well. Time to cut players. We have to cut 10. Shouldn't be that hard. There is a lot of dead weight on the team. Might be Jake Franklin, but I'm going to start out with like the obvious guys. Carl Meyer, goodbye. Mike Baker, goodbye. Justin Lynch, I guess we signed because we just didn't have a punter. He's a 54 overall. I really would prefer to just have Terrence Fitch do it. But it is like kind of cheating because he's not actually a punter. I don't know. We're going to cut Jeremy Long. Center Paul Scott. Derek Bryant. I don't really see a way Paul Weaver makes the team. He's got 81 speed. Everyone else on the roster has higher trucking than him, so he doesn't offer me anything. Will a wide receiver get cut? I mean, it'd be foolish, I think, to cut Joe Foster. He's got pretty good speed. He's a redshirt sophomore with 69 catching. Will he ever play, though? Unlikely, but we'll keep him for now. We just don't need Tyler Hood. Probably going to cut him from California, so it doesn't really impact the pipeline state. We have a ton of center depth with these two freshmen. We're going to cut Tyler Hood. I don't really see Trevor Salyer making the team either. Just don't see him doing enough for us to warrant keeping him. Like, he's fine, but he really isn't that good. Yeah, Salyer's going to be a tough cut. It comes down to him being a sophomore, really. And I just don't see him ever playing. Jake Franklin, who I didn't even want to recruit, will be cut. And you know what? Skylar Stewart is actually never going to play. He's a redshirt junior. I think he's going to be the final one. Yeah, Skylar Stewart is gone. And that is 70. And time for custom conferences. Yeah, Mountain West cannot hold Riverside anymore. We are moving out and rebalancing the Mountain West. And joining the Pac-12 South is Riverside. Now up to a 4-star. The Riverside Royals are now in the Pac-12. Time to redshirt players. And there will be a lot of candidates. Yeah, certainly not Adam Daniel. I think Brian Bradley probably should be redshirt. So we'll slap that on him. Luke Tucker has to get the red shirt here. He's just too good, and there are guys in front of him. So when John Humphreys and Michael Ham graduate this next year, and Michael Ham's going to graduate, it's going to be Justin Bennett, Corey Warren, and then maybe Barrett Reed, Luke Tucker. And I can see Luke Tucker playing over Barrett Reed as well. I know everyone loves Barrett Reed. He's really fast, has made some big plays. But Luke Tucker has the potential to be a really special type receiver. So I want to get him on the field as much as possible. Junior college transfer Andy Harris will also catch the red shirt, just because you know, we're gonna keep them for as long as we can. And we can always redshirt these guys as sophomores and beyond as well. So we don't really need to feel pressure to do it now. Marcus Kerr's not gonna get it. James Lee can. And then we can play these younger guys. And then maybe redshirt them in the future. I don't want to redshirt and risk them leaving. You got Mike Johnson. We have some pretty good defensive ends now. Get a redshirt Willie Hollins. Played really well last year in spurts, but wasn't impactful enough on a down-to-down basis. And with Adrian Chandler graduating after this season, Willie Hollins will be in line to become the full-time starter at right end. Mike Johnson's also going to get the red shirt too at left end. John Holt, the recent transfer, junior college transfer, will be redshirted, and Terrence Brown will play over him. Actually, wait, that's stupid. Terrence Brown's going to get it, and John Holt will play this year. That's a better way to do it. Because next year, John Holt is going to be a senior and be like an 85, 86 overall. Terrence Brown could still be a sophomore and be that same overall. So I'm gonna do that. And John Holt, the junior college transfer, will play over him. Corey Hale gonna get the red shirt. Just too slow to have him see the field consistently. Middle linebacker, Kyle Smith. Kyle Smith is good. I don't know. Maybe he'll catch the red shirt next year. Got pretty good tackling. Better than Greg Hall, actually. That's kind of insane. Greg Hall has 96 block shed. Jeez. Micah Hodges is interesting. 94 speed. Another junior college transfer. What do we do with him? He's got 88, 88. Yeah, he's going to get the red shirt. And those are all the red shirted players. So quite a few. But I think this makes our team better long term, which is always the goal. Always. Ooh, and they have number 2 Bama on our schedule already. Okay. Won't take that off. And you know what? I'm not going to show you guys the custom schedule. You're going to have to find out when you watch season 5. But I'm going to set up the recruiting board here. We should be able to start going after some really, really good players. So I'm excited about this. Yeah, look at this. Coach Prestige, A+. I mean, Coach Dangus just coached to, you know, a community college to a national championship. Championship contender. Of course it's going to be an A. We just won the championship. However, we are ranked at 32 after winning the national championship. We're unranked to start the year. Is that a joke? Conference prestige, of course, goes up as we are in the Pac-12 now. It made sense to move to the Pac-12. Natural transition to, you know, the biggest conference out west where Riverside is. But as we still have not had any players drafted, pro potential is still a D. Campus lifestyle is a D. Increases grade by performing well in all areas. We just won the national championship. Increases grade by having more success on the field. We just won the national championship. We still apparently have no national TV wins. They decided not to televise the national championship this year. What's going on? Oh, we've won 8 in a row at home. So going undefeated will do it for you. Let's see the Spark 100. So no interest in Riverside so far. Some pretty good players in here, as you'd obviously expect. First player interested is Anthony Dixon as his 5th athlete, 4.38 speed. Maybe a receiver there. Another athlete, of course, 5 stars, 6'3", 322. Big speed. This could be a D tackle. But I'm interested to get some of these guys on our recruiting board and start to go after them. So, of course, we'll start out with interest in Riverside. We'll do top 10 schools. It's 126 different guys, including 4 in the top 100. Let's go down the board and add a lot of these players. Dude's name is Breed Love. Huh. All right, added a lot of guys to our recruiting board, including a lot of the top-ranked players. And I'm excited to see how good some of these players are. And, of course, seeing where we actually are on their board and the bonus points could be really helpful as well to kind of key in on some of these guys we can start to go after. But we're getting a lot more bonus points than we did last season. Like, look at Chris Breedlove. Plus 370. That is extremely big, and we're already his #1 school. Ryan Motley, the #1 receiver, is only plus 50 overall for the bonus points. And, yeah. He's the #1 player in the nation, and he is a true 80 overall. I just wanted to see, you know? But let's start looking at some players. I mean, it's nice that some of these players already have interest in us. That's a huge change. It's already a good start with Anthony Dixon. 90 route running. He's got 91 man, 88 zone though. With 92 speed. Anthony Dixon is a receiver or a corner. That's it. Craig Jones, big boy, +1 overall. 75 block shed, 80 power moves. Probably like him to play on the defensive line. Ooh, Anthony Holly, -6 bust. I mean, he's still a 68. I think we're going to take him off the board. We're starting to go after some of the big boys. We don't want busts. Get him out of here. It's another Ham, by the way. Could this be Michael Ham's brother? Nah, he sucks. Hoping to see some of these big gems. Oh my goodness. 97 speed from Justin Stevens at free safety. 97. Oh man. Let's set the depth chart. Adam Daniel at QB1. Of course, Gonzalez triplet. Receiver's going to be the interesting one. Humphreys, Ham. Then Justin Bennett, Corey Warren. The Riverside native Justin Bennett getting action for the first time. Marcus Kerr, of course, going to keep starting at left end. There's Adrian Chandler. No Willie Hollins this year, remember. Phil Walker, John Holt. No Terrence Brown either. Malcolm Sullivan cannot start at outside linebacker. It might be Kyle Smith moving over. Yeah, let's get Kyle Smith out there. He's a pretty good player. True freshman. Can start at outside linebacker. And then at corner, I mean, this looks right. Marion Bates, a former 5-star, has, hate to see him at a CB5, but where else do you put him? He's got low jumping too. He really should have been a quarterback, but Adam Daniel was just better for the position. So Marion Bates forced to play defense, and that's just where we are. I mean, listen, pursuit, great. Coverage, pretty damn good. It's just he's not ready to go yet. Yeah, Terrence Fitch is going to punt. Who's our return man? I mean, John Humphreys cannot be a 99 overall returner at 80 speed, so quit lying to me. The juke needs to be high, but so does the spin. Well, not spin, so does the speed, I should say. Corey Warren has bad carrying. I feel like that's playing with fire. Let's get Barrett Reed back there. He's a big play waiting to happen, and then Phil Triplett can be on punt return as well. And everything looks good. We will start Season 5. Wow, 10 preseason All-Americans and 13 All-Conference players. Bye week in week 1, and we can start recruiting a little bit. We're just going to be offering some scholarships and also scouting a bit more. Ooh, Kevin Mitchell. He is a receiver or defender. 85 zone, 88 man. Decent hit power, 96 speed. Kevin Mitchell, I like to maybe be a corner. Could play a little bit of safety. Oh, the Cherry Hill, New Jersey. The NJ Pipeline. 94 speed, great coverage. Kurt Rhodes scholarship offer. John Foster, +3 overall. And a lot of these athletes, by the way, have not been offensive players. Very interesting. He's got 94 return. He's got 90 elusiveness. Good stiff arm. Carrying is a bit low. Catching is kind of all over the place, but pretty good. So John Foster is a receiver or a running back, and I don't know that we're going to be able to get him. Wow, 90 zone coverage with 94 speed for Steve Horn. Got to be a safety. Tackling's a bit low. Looks real good, though. +7 gem for Mark Stanley at tackle. Offer him a scholarship. Probably take Trey Jenkins off the board. Ooh, +5 gem for Todd Carter. About to take him off the board, but I'm like, you know what? We'll look at him. Ooh, and Anthony Dixon from Corona. Topical. All right, so I've used all my points. A lot of it is on offering guys scholarships. So we'll have more points in the future. But that's all we're doing. And immediately, Craig Jones commits to USC. We didn't have a chance to go after Craig. I mean, I guess we were real far behind, huh? I think I put point to him, too. I guess he was an insta-commit. I forgot just how crazily these schools will go after the top guys. Had to take a bunch of players off our board already, but we were going hard after some really, really good recruits. A number of 5-stars in there, and a lot of these players we're going to have to take off our board. It's just naturally how that goes, but we'll stay in the fight for as long as we can. some of these other players. I'm going to take him off Clarence Brown and put him on to Kurt Rhodes. But going after some really good players and keeping some players on the board too. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a fight per usual, and hopefully we can stay in it for long enough to win. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching the off-season. Hopefully you're excited about Season 5, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
Insane, I hit it at the park, bend bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah, promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah, yeah. Papa turn, taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speed burst good.